And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Curtis Thompson, and this is Let's Play Shining in the Darkness. So where we last left off, we went ahead and picked up each of the characters a brand new set of headgear. So the main hero got an iron helm, and everyone else got a fur helm, or fur hood, I should say. We also picked up a whole lot of healer fruit instead of herbs, because low-level healing Milo can handle. And healer fruit is just way more suitable to our HP pools at this time. And everyone should have a pot of smelling salts as well, except for Milo, because he has detox level 2. So he can take care of that. But just in case Milo's the one that gets paralyzed, we have that to get rid of it right away. So we're going to be heading back to the Cave of Courage. We're not even going to dance around about it. We're going to go ahead and head straight there. Yeah. So, at the moment, each of our characters is pretty much almost maxed out in terms of what equipment we can buy at the moment. Milo and the main hero can each pick up a bronze armor for themselves. Pyra is pretty much capped at the moment, though. There's another item that I'm hoping will come from the weapon vendor before too long, but that probably won't be for a little bit. Otherwise, the only other thing we could really buy would be a Madu for Milo and the main hero, as well as a longsword for the main hero, if we really wanted to max things out in preparation for the final trial, which is still 2 trials away, because we haven't even cleared the second one yet. And because a lot of the things that we're going to run into in the 4th trial are going to be pretty nasty. Not going to beat around the bush on that one. So we want to be as prepared as humanly possible. And considering Pyra is already sitting at her best gear available at the moment, just a tiny bit scary in that regard. I don't remember running into this many low-level enemies on the way to the Cave of Strength. They must really want to impede our progress, even though we're just slaughtering them as we go through. And I really don't feel like wasting MP on these guys. Not really. Not when they're only going to do like 1 point of damage or run away. And they're worth so little experience points comparatively at this point. You, on the other hand, are actually worth a decent chunk. How fast can we kill the Kaiser Crab? Pretty quick, apparently. Yeah, if you're going through this game and you're hurting for a few levels, once you hit the level 9, level 10 range with each of your characters, you can easily just farm for Kaiser Crabs, since they're worth quite a bit, and they're not really that threatening at level 10. I mean, they'll put on a little bit of hurt on you, but they're very much manageable at level 10 each. We never did go down this way, so we're gonna go ahead and check this out real quick. Sorry about the slime again. I know, it's annoying. We're gonna come through here. We're gonna check out what all's around here. More enemies from, well, both the Cave of Strength and the Cave of Courage. I believe the killer gnomes are the bigger threat, though. We're finally running into enemies that aren't just complete pushovers, at least. Well, the Skeletor is pretty much a pushover at this point, which is a shame, because we never really did see how much damage they could really do to us. Stingers and Death Guides. Let's go ahead and take care of the Stingers now. Because, I mean, they're not that big of a threat with their slow, but it's still more than I care to take at the moment. Sleeping Powder doesn't affect... Milo is fast asleep. Doesn't affect Pyra. Doesn't matter, because Milo's about to wake right back up anyway. And what's in the box? Morning Star. Using a healer fruit now is kind of a waste, isn't it? Oh yeah, complete waste. but actually, you know what? Pyra does no longer need that Angel Feather. I need to drop. Warning Star. That's a Milo weapon, I believe. He probably has a better weapon equipped anyway, but I just want to check. Sword, down by 2 points. Yeah, we'll sell the Morning Star, that's fine. Take care of the Stinger. I'm not so worried about the death guides, because falling to sleep does not instantly end the fight. Ooh, Vile Oozes. Yeah, we need to take care of them before they decide to breathe ice at us. Actually, that's the second Morning Star we found, isn't it? Would not surprise me if that was the second one we found. Yeah. And that's kind of a recurring theme you'll find. If you are ahead of the gear curve that the game kind of expects for you, you'll pick up weapons and armor that are just not exactly all that useful for you, because you already have, you know, something that's already better. In this case, the Morning Star is not a bad weapon for Milo. Oh, good grief. It's not a bad weapon for Milo, it's just the sword, regular sword, is just superior. Ooh. No one's able to really kill these things in one hit, but they're not doing too much damage, so I'm not really worried. Yeah, even Pyra's only taking 1 point. Because the game itself has a very conservative outlook on what you're supposed to... Whoops! Well, that's annoying. The controller decided to die on me, of course. So, back to the keyboard. I apologize for that. Don't know why I'm having so many problems with this controller lately. Smelling salts. Everyone already has one, unfortunately, so we'll have to back out of that. And Skeletars and a bunch of death guides. Skeletars are really just not much of a threat to us anymore, so we'll take care of the death guides. Ooh, 99 points for a critical hit. Main hero's almost breaking 100 with his critical hits, which is great. That's going to make the upcoming boss fight that much more manageable. Well, at least if he can land it. I mean, Pyra's doing 51 points. That's good. Really good. Not worried about the pumpkin heads. No, let's not waste MP on these darn things. I'd rather waste MP on the things that I know we'll need to kill. Most notably in the Cave of Courage. And back through the goo. Joyous. No, everyone on the Vile Oozes. Oh, we're about to take an ice breath to the face, I'll bet. No, they seem pretty shy about doing that. And of course, he's healing his buddy. $93 points, very nice. Milo hits level 16. 7 hit points, 6 magic points, 4 IQ, 3 speed, 3 luck, 3 attack, 2 defense, and screen. Screen? I need to see the icon. Okay, what screen does is that it prevents enemies from casting spells. The level 1 screen, I believe, only targets one group of enemies. Level 2 screen targets all enemies, I believe. Not incredibly useful, but depending upon the circumstance, you might be inclined to cast that. It's a nice little utility spell, but I'd rather just put out output damage, to be perfectly honest. Oh, yippee-ki-yay. We're gonna go ahead and actually take care of this. Their magic is pretty high, isn't it? Let's give Freeze a shot. Okay, they're pretty affected by Freeze. And Burst is doing enough damage to take them out. That's good. Now we just have the one to deal with. Still no Ice Breath. It'd be nice to have them show that off, even though that's a lot of damage, but because it's going to be something like 20 to 30 points per person that eats that hit. Alright. Back in the Cave of Courage. We took the right path this time, so we're going to go ahead and take the left path. Take care of the stingers. Everyone is actually pretty much caught up at this point in time now. That's nice to see. I figured it'd take a little longer to actually get everyone caught up, but hey, there it is. Ooh, okay, nothing bad. Okay. Just once again, be aware that these long stretches can cause an enemy to spawn. There's the Psyblock, I believe, and then there should be one other enemy type that we gotta worry about. And he's a toughie. He's gonna be a real big toughie. Yeah, the game's expectation of what you should be equipped with by now is actually pretty reserved. Not what I was expecting. I was expecting something different. Anyway, so the game's pretty conservative as to what it's expecting you to be equipped with right now. That's because they expected players to be very aggressive with their exploration, but only get into probably half as many battles as we actually are. And that's because the encounter rate in the original version was actually a lot more. See, they're can't even touch us anymore. The encounter rate in the original version was a lot less than the port, I have to say. But that's just because even emulated versions of the game tend to have way higher encounter rates, and that's not really a problem. And the main hero goes up a level, and that's not really a problem. It makes the game harder on the front end, but makes it easier on the back end because you've had so many battles that the game wasn't exactly expecting you to. Oh, I forgot to read all those out. My apologies for that. And there's a path downward. We're gonna go ahead and explore this then. I'm not worried about the killer gnomes, really. But yeah, I've played this game so much that I have a handle on how to use the gold that I get from each of these encounters, where stuff needs to properly go, that kind of thing. Because some people might do upgrades in increments as opposed to some of the sweeping upgrades I've done for each of the characters. Like Milo, for instance, went from the bronze knife to the short axe directly to the sword. Can we kill a Night Stalker? No? Alright, we're about to get a lungful of hot air. Or not. Whereas me, especially with the main hero, I just went straight from the short sword directly to the full sword. There's some stairs up there. Is there anything else in here? Nope. I think I know where we're at now. Alright. So in this area here that we're at right now, there's going to be a bunch of wild orcs. No. There's going to be a particular monster in here that has the Orb of Truth. And we need to get that from him in order to proceed into the Cave of Truth. How about that? Orb of Truth is needed to get to the Cave of Truth. Who would have guessed? They really do not want us getting to that orb. That's not what I want. There we go. No damage. Good grief. And this particular boss, he's not hard, per se. He just hits really hard. And I believe he also breathes fire. Which is a recurring theme in this game, where the deeper into the labyrinth you go, the more often things breathe fire. Or ice. I used to make a joke how every enemy in this game has an inhaler, so that they inhale, they do the whole inhaler thing, and then suddenly belch out fire. The Hydraxes are a threat because of the paralysis. Uh-oh. There it is. 25, 28, no, 29. Please don't paralyze me. Thank you. Please don't paralyze her. Thank you. Take out the Hydrax. Oh, no, no! Should have had Pyra go after the Night Stalker. That was a whole lot of nonsense. Alright, go ahead and... not too worried about these guys. And see that? Even a critical hit only hits for 8. Then again, they weren't doing a whole lot of damage to begin with anyway. Alright, that's a good shot. Alright, that leads back to where we came from, so we're gonna go ahead and go for the boss now. Alright. Cool. Let's go ahead and heal again. That puts us at what? Ooh. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and start using some of this. There we go. And then Milo can do a minor heal on Pyra. There we go. And sure enough, we have this ball-looking thing just rolling down the other side. Right. So, we're probably gonna have to fight this ball thing. But it's not a ball, it's an egg. Tortle... Is that his name? Tortolide, yeah. Once again, he has pretty high defense, actually. Very high defense. He can hit pretty hard, and he can also breathe fire. I don't know if he has any other special abilities. Usually monsters, kind of like this one, will start to have... they will start to have more and more different abilities that they can use upon you to make things just absolutely terrible. So we're going to go ahead and quick the hero. And we're going to try and slow this beast down. It's unaffected. How about that? It casts quick on itself. Only 6 points. I was expecting more, but... but we're only doing like 16 points to it. A level 1 spell's not going to do that much damage to it. So let's go ahead and quick Milo. Let's see what a Bolt level 1 does. Because Pyro's probably going to be doing next to no... That's a lot more damage than Pyro probably would have done. Milo cast quick, there we go. Milo's going to go ahead and just attack. And Pyro, it's going to cast another Bolt. No damage. And with that quick, he's only taking 1 point of damage from the Tortolide. And that finished him off pretty quick. Orb of Truth. There it is. And we'll be needing that item to get to the Trial of Truth. And we'll also be needing that item in the Trial of Truth. Hydrax has gotta go. There we go. Wild Orc for 1 point. I was expecting a lot more damage coming from the Tortolide, but... once again, we are pretty well off in this particular section of the labyrinth. We're rocking pretty nice armor, very nice weapons, considering. So, I guess it's to be expected, but that also means the easier these fights are, the faster we can get through these trials until we actually hit an actually challenging section. So I don't want this to be boring for anyone that watches it. It's just a testament to how preparedness in this game can pay off in dividends. You can definitely make sure that you stand a way better chance if you're properly prepared for the fights that are in the different sections that you go into. And that's why I picked this game. Not only is it my favorite, but it also illustrates what type of a gamer that I am. Where I value logistics, I value proper management of resources, I value preparedness and foresight over off-the-cuffs type of things. And of course, whenever something surprising does happen, I'm like, okay then. And I know some people will, might get bummed out at the fact that, when I'm prepared for everything, it makes nothing interesting, it makes nothing surprising. But it still feels like a payoff like a big payoff to me, to know that all of my preparedness and all of my forethought into what I'm going to be running into pays off in the end with successful runs, with no one dying, with that kind of thing, with getting objectives accomplished without a fuss. So that's just the type of gamer I am. I can be very methodical at times. I can be very... some have called me way too cautious at times. When I played StarCraft back in the day, I did the whole bunker thing, where I'm doing nothing but just laying down just rows upon rows of bunkers. So rather than taking territory in swaths, I'm taking it inch by inch. But for every inch I take, you gotta cleave through, like, layers upon layers of bunkers to get through. And yes, sometimes those are easily bypassed, but that's just the kind of player I am. I like planning for things and then executing that plan. Still haven't run into Big Nasty number 2 that's in here. We might not. Maybe that's in the Cave of Truth. When he first shows up, he's an absolute monster. Not in the literal sense, but in like the figurative sense, where he's just tearing your people apart. Yeah, I may be getting ahead of myself in terms of when these certain enemies pop up. What's down there? Oh... we'll go ahead and do the death guides. The slow is not that big of a deal. It doesn't even affect Milo, so that's good. This stretch looks like progress, so... let's go ahead and explore this section real quick. Yay, more goo. Okay, here's a guarded treasure chest. Awesome. Hey, Pyro managed to take out her target, but Milo did not. Some of these enemies tend to have random HP values, so, like you just saw there, Pyro was able to kill her target with 21, but Milo wasn't able to kill his with 25, which is strange. Yay, Wisdom Seed. Gonna be selling that. Stingers on the surprise attack. Not that big of a deal. If it was, not the scavengers, the other one. The red slugs. If it was the red slugs, I'd be more worried, because we'd be looking at 3 bursts of fire breath to the face. For Uno. There we go. Is there another chest peak in this dungeon? I think there was only one, but let's find out. Woven Hood. Woven Hood is 350 base, so... yep, we can totally get rid of that Wisdom Seed. So that'll be worth quite a bit of cash there. How are we doing overall, anyway? 3,600. Let me see. I believe the bronze armor was 3,200 each. So we would need 6,400, plus the cost of the longsword, plus the cost of the Madus. Night Stalkers, that's what they are. Kill them quick, please. That's not quick. Man, the main hero's starting to lag behind in terms of speed. But thankfully he's not breathing fire enough. Of course! And the main hero's starting to lag behind in terms of speed. Anything down here? Nope. Dead end. Hopefully we won't have to deal with any more slime. There's a level 1 slow, doesn't affect. Eventually we'll start running into monsters where their spells are definitely effective. Some enemies will be casting level 2 slow against the party, and it will affect everyone. Because resistances to that kind of thing are based off of base defense as well. And as you've noticed, that the main hero's base defense is really starting to lag behind the other characters. Now, he's making up for that with really nice armor. But that also means he's becoming more and more susceptible to magic spells. Pyro goes up a level. 6 HP, 5 MP, 6 IQ, 5 speed, 3 luck, 2 attack, 3 defense. New spell, Muddle. Sleep level increase to level 2. Let me see. I believe Muddle is basically a confuse type spell. It can cause enemies to fight each other, accidentally heal your party members, that kind of thing. And Sleep went up to level 2, which means it will affect the entire field. I believe. I believe it'll affect the entire enemy screen. Which will be nice in certain encounters. For right now, it's really not that big of a deal. And what... well, box is being guarded by a bunch of Clodhoppers. Alright, let's... ooh, Milo doesn't have that much MP left. Probably because of all that goo we were walking into. There we go. Now, that being said, we've got only 12 from a critical hit. Alright. Milo's probably got enough for a couple heals in him, and then We'll have to rely on Pyro and some items. Actually, no, we have another section of goo coming up. Healer fruits. Can I get rid of anything for the healer fruit? Who's hurting? Milo's hurting. Let's go ahead and use a healer fruit on Milo. There we go. And Wild Orcs caught us by surprise. If it was Night Stalkers, it'd be a lot more distressing, but... And the fact that magic can be... It's a recurring theme, obviously, that the only thing we're worried about down here, are those that cast magic. That's going to be a consistent thing throughout the entirety of the game, is we're going to be worried about things that cast magic, because magic is going to be silly potent against us, especially towards the latter half of the game. Eventually they'll be casting level 3, level 4 spells, and it's going to hurt a lot. Clodhoppers. Of course. Oof. Wait a minute, what am I thinking? They're just going to do 1 point of damage each. I'm really not that worried. Except for the Clodhoppers, which will crit for like 10 to 15 apparently. I was expecting this cave to be a lot harsher to us like the Cave of Strength originally was before we got all that equipment. But then we got all of said equipment, and, well, that's all she wrote. Yeah, I really don't need to do the whole full circle thing. Oh, there's more slime. Since we're gonna be losing the MP anyway, let's get topped off. There we go. Oh. And they were hiding around the corner, apparently. So yeah, we'll be looking at, provided everything goes well, we're going to be looking at possibly upgrading at least 2 characters in terms of armor, well, the best that they can get at the moment, hopefully. Well, let's take a look real quick. Let me see, so we need 6,400 plus another, what was it, 2,300? So 87, we would need 8,700 in order to get those 2 bronze armors, and it's a gate, great. It's probably something really good back there too, but we won't be able to open it for quite some time. In fact, as far as, like, we won't be able to open those up until, like, the second to the last level. And that would be after a major boss encounter too. But the fact that these are sprinkled around... For 10? Okay. The fact that these are sprinkled around, gives us something to kind of explore and look forward to once we actually get the key. And I can show off all the locations for those cells, because they're everywhere. And then, well, of course, Oh, they had us cornered to begin with. Ooh, boy. Freeze or bolt? Let's try freeze. Only 13 points. This might be a run ender if they get enough paralysis on us. So 2 more attacks coming our way. Missed. There's the paralyzing powder. Doesn't affect. Doesn't affect. Doesn't affect. Okay, thank goodness. There we go. Dodged a bullet on that one. Because I have had runs where one Hydrax left will do the sprinkle thing and affect everyone in the party. Boom. And, you know, run ended. It's so infuriating too, because it's an RNG thing that you can't really affect, but most of D&D is an RNG mechanic, so... And I kind of like that aspect of this game, and the fact that, like, you tried your best, but you got screwed anyway. And I know some people would call that bad game design, but, you know, this is from an era where people were still trying to figure out what was a video game. People were still trying to figure out what was a good video game. And that's why I really like this particular charm, because it took a lot of cues from, like, D&D, took a lot of cues from, like, various different RPGs. And that's why I love it so much, because it reminds me so much about my childhood. It reminds me so much of all these different role-playing games that I used to play, that I still play to this day. I still play, I play 5th edition at the moment, still occasionally play Pathfinder. Sometimes I'll get a hankering for 4th edition D&D, but only for very specific things. But, Kill Wave? Nope. I think the replacement for Kill Wave isn't until later. Another pool. To this day, no one's figured out what those are for. To this day. As far as we know, they don't do anything. Night Stalkers. But yeah, that's what I've always loved dungeon crawlers when it comes to games like this, when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons. And that's kind of the thing that I lament the most about modern video games these days. Not because they're bad or anything, but because there's no like casual experience, well, casual-ish experience like this game is. And there's no real dungeon crawler like this game. Like, it doesn't have, like, most of the dungeon crawlers don't have the same formula this game does. Which to me is a real shame. Someone's probably gonna get paralyzed. Okay, no one got paralyzed. Great. And this kind of game is actually I would love to see more games like this particular game. Maybe not this exact same formula, but definitely games strongly similar to this. That would be a lot of fun to see. Because I would definitely buy them. I'd probably play them to hell and back. Especially if they have like a lot of D&D type elements to them. Ooh, here we go. Another Kill Wave. He'll probably die instantly. I believe it's the Cave of Truth. We'll start running into the Kill Wave replacement. Because you'll notice a lot of these enemies end up being palette swaps of each other. I have to kill the Hydraxes. I can't let them live. Okay, he did not breathe fire. But yeah, a game that's at least similar to this, or you know, as close to this as possible, ever came out. I would love to buy a game like that. I would love to play it. All right, we haven't fought Grimfowls in a while. Let's take them out. Oh, but he ran away. Okay, so they're apparently not that threatening if they're running away. There we go. Let me see. 6 hit points, 5 magic points, 5 IQ, 3 speed, 4 luck, 3 attack, 2 defense. Blast to level 2. He doesn't have the MP to cat. Ugh. He He doesn't have the MP to cast it, but that's still good to see, because now Milo and Pyra can tag team level 2 spells to take out large groups of enemies. Watches warily. Please don't paralyze. Alright, thank you. Just kill the Hydrax, please. Thank you. Found an herb. Is there anything we can get rid of for an herb? No. What's in the box? Smelling salts. We already have one. There's nothing we can really get rid of for the smelling salts, so we'll have to leave it here. And sneaking up behind us for these guys. Wow, Milo and Pyra are having a hard time with these things. So the Grimfiles are pretty tough. I mean, they're not dangerous anymore, but they're very tough. Worth quite a bit of experience points, though. Now, more Night Stalkers. Kill them quick, please. Though we are getting close to where we ended off last time. I was expecting... Okay, there's a side block. I knew there was one around here somewhere. Let's go ahead and take him out pretty quick. 11 points, 15, 27. Wow, 5 points still from the side block. They're tough man pajamas, and he'll go down anyway. Alright. And we have reached the end of the Cave of Courage. You have done well. You have passed the trial of courage. If it be courage you seek, then step forward. We have returned to the entry of the Cave of Courage. Trial past courage. And no more exploding walls. Awesome. But we don't have enough MP to get out of here. We'll have to... I can go in and use Angel Wing. We'll also have to remember to buy one for Milo. Let's go ahead and go by the castle and talk to people. You have passed the trials of strength and courage. Now there's but 2 trials to face. About to face the trial of truth, aren't you? Well, listen. The entrance to the Cave of Truth is deceptively hidden. To find your way into the Cave of Truth, you'll need the Orb of Truth, which we have. Deceptively hidden in the labyrinth's northeast is the Cave of Truth. I'm afraid that all but one of my men have abandoned the trials. I hope that he returns successful. That would be Dai, I believe. Byron has sent men to face the trials before, but to no avail. I believe you to be our only hope. May success be yours. Alright, no pressure. No pressure. We did not get up to... Oh no, we got 56. So we could definitely afford the bronze. No. Well, if we sold some stuff, we could definitely afford the bronze armors. Did you know that most of Byron's men have deserted the trials? Yeah. Okay, nothing new there. Could that be the Orb of Truth that you hold in your hands? I've heard rumors of it, but I never thought I'd see it with my own eyes. I've also heard that the orb can reveal a demon sealed within a wall. Such demon walls are said to hide treasures in secret corridors. Were you just talking about treasure? No? Nobody believes me. They think I'm crazy. Alright, so Dai has not returned yet. So... Oh wait, we need to rest up. 30 gold, gladly. Let me see. Each of the chainmails was 1,200, so that's another 900 each. So that's 1,800. Yeah, that should be enough for bronze armor. Let's sell some stuff first. Yeah, sell that Morning Star. The woven hood we don't need. Let's back out real quick. And let's trade around some items. There we go. Armor. Bronze armor 32. Main hero. Let me see, we only need, I think we only needed 200 more, so the chainmail will make up for that, and we know we can afford it, so we'll go ahead and sell Milo's chainmail. Bronze armor for Milo. Just to double check, how much do we have left? 1,600. The main gauge would be a increase in attack, but a decrease in defense. Which might not be bad, but I don't think... How much were the bronze shields? 700, so 75% of that would be 175, so 525 each. 525 wouldn't... 525, I don't think that would get us a Madu. 525 would not be enough to get us a Madu. Be really nice. But we'll have to pocket the rest at the moment. Yeah. Wait, I have something here that you might want to see. Magic Hood! That would be a much needed upgrade for Pyra, but that's going to be really expensive for now. That would be really, really expensive. Let's go ahead and equip people. 103 for the hero. And Milo. 105 for Milo. And Pyra's still the same. There's only two types of shields that Pyra can wield. That would be the wood shield, which has to drop as a deal at the armorer, and a magic shield, which isn't going to be available for a while. Let me take a look at the weapons dealer. Oh, it's 2530 for the longsword. 2530. The regular sword is not worth 870. So that's gonna be out. Wait, okay. Again, we just sold him one of those. Thanks, dude. Thanks. Alright, so aside from the longsword, everyone's pretty much... We could probably get a mod due for each for Milo and the main hero on the next run, and maybe the longsword as well, which would cap everyone out, save for whatever drops in the deals. Because there's a good weapon for Pyra. Well, there's a couple of good weapons that would drop for Pyra eventually. That we will want, but for now, she's pretty much at her peak in terms of what stuff is available at the moment. We need to buy some miscellaneous items real quick. Angel Feather, who needs one? Hero has one, Milo needs one. Pyra does not need one. And fill the rest out with Healer Fruit. Yep. And that'll top us off, and we'll pocket the rest of the 1,400 gold. So defensively wise, we're looking really good. Offensive wise, the only real upgrade we could find offensive wise right now would be the longsword, and equip that. But I don't think that'll be necessary for now. Well, it might. We'll see what it's like in the next run into the Cave of Truth. Party seems fine. 185 for the main hero, 4222 for Milo, 2495 for Pyra. Yeah, let's go ahead and record our exploits. Absolutely. Alright. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you had an excellent time watching it. And if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe. If not, thanks for giving me a shot. I hope you all have an excellent day, and take care.